Everyone. Can you hear me at the back all right? Good. We're about to begin our ceremony, if you'll take your seats. There will be 3 groups being piped in by our amazing piper, Brian Sachs. There's no need to stand, but please join me as we welcome our first group, the athletes, builders, and their family representatives who will be inducted today, along with the rising stars who will be celebrated later in the program. Gentlemen, let's welcome the Haliburton Highlands Secondary School 1974 football champions, the Redmen. ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome the Haliburton County Red Wolves, who will be inducted as the first recipients of the Outstanding Achievement Award. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's rise as you are able and give a warm welcome to the inductees. A sincere thank you to Piper Brian Sachs and for his time. Please remain standing for our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot
Welcome, everyone. My name is Roger Troll, and I have the privilege of being the chair of the Hall of Fame Committee and your Master of Ceremonies for this afternoon. Let's begin by showing our appreciation to Ella Gooley for doing such a wonderful rendition of our national anthem. Ella. Like so many other folks here, I'm sure I've enjoyed Ella's rendition of O Canada at the Huskies games as well. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Ella. It was about 5 years ago that our honorary chair and inductee today, Scotty LaRue, called a meeting of a group of us to see about setting up a sports hall of fame for the Highlands. After a couple of COVID-related delays, we are thrilled to be here today for our second induction ceremony. Thank you, Scotty, for your leadership in getting us here today. For anyone who might not be aware, we have two locations where our panels are displayed. The main Hall of Fame is upstairs, and the lights here. Please go up and have a look at it afterward. And we also have the panels displayed at the Nesbitt Arena in Minden. And of course, our dream is to have our own home for the Hall of Fame in the new Haliburton Arena. Yeah. Right? Right. Sorry, Murray's not here. Anyway, the world has changed a great deal over those 5 years since Scotty had that initial meeting, but the goal of the Hall of Fame has remained the same: to celebrate excellence in sport, to celebrate the athletes who have worked so hard to perform at a high level in their given sport, to celebrate builders who have dedicated their time and their expertise in order that others might succeed, to celebrate teams that experienced incredible success through their hard work and dedication, and to celebrate organizations who, through sport, make a difference in the lives of their athletes and their community. This afternoon, we're going to induct 6 amazing athletes representing a variety of sports, individuals who have dedicated themselves to being the very best that they can be through hard work and dedication. We will also be thanking and recognizing 4 builders, people who, through their generous volunteering, have had a very important impact on so many young people throughout the Highlands over so many years. People who have made such a difference in the lives of so many. Teams make up so much of the sport experience for so many athletes, and today it is wonderful to be able to celebrate the incredible success of the 1974 Haliburton High School Redmond football champions. Hey! And for the first time today, we will be awarding the Outstanding Achievement Award. We certainly couldn't imagine an organization more worthy of being the inaugural inductees than the Haliburton County Red Wolves. All right. Another first for us today is the recognition of 3 outstanding young athletes who we have identified as rising stars. While not being inducted per se, they will receive an award and their names will be on permanent display within the hall. All right. It's wonderful to see so many people here today. Thank you for coming out to help us celebrate these inductees and to celebrate the importance of sport in our community. In addition to the inductees, we have some very special guests with us today. I'd like to thank and recognize our federal member of parliament, Jamie Schmale, who is here today. Jamie, thank you. And our member of the provincial parliament, Laurie Scott, thank you for coming today. We have received so much great local support for the Hall of Fame. And I want to thank Mayor Bob Carter and Warden Liz Danielson for being here today as well. Thank you. And I know we have a number of other councillors. Deputy Mayor McKechnie is here. I think we should all just give them a round of applause for everything they do for all of us. We're also thrilled this afternoon to have some of our past inductees joining us. As I mentioned earlier, we've had one previous induction ceremony 2 years ago, and we are so proud to have many of you here today. Why don't you stand and be recognized? Alumni of the Hall of Fame. Sure. You know, to get anything like this started and moving forward, you need early believers and water. You need believers in what you're trying to do. And if those believers can be ongoing investors as well, it really helps. In the case of Curry Chevrolet and Minden Subaru, they were have been certainly both. I want to say thank you so much to our founding sponsors. We would not be here today without your ongoing support. Today, our inductees will be recognized alphabetically. You will see a video here outlining why we felt they were worthy of induction to the Hall of Fame. And then we will ask them to come forward, or their family representative, to come forward and receive a gift, which will be presented by someone who played a special role in their careers or in their lives. Before we begin, I want you to know we are very fortunate today to have the services of Tim Toffelmeyer. Tim is at the back. Hey. So Tim will be getting shots of all the inductees, all the presentations, and lots more. And you can go to the Tim Toffelmeyer Facebook page if you want to get access to those photos after the ceremony. For any of you who want to take your own photographs, we have a little gray square here right beside Mark Shell Jr. You're welcome to come up here and take photos if you want to do that. So we're going to begin our inductions this afternoon with Kate Campbell, whose video is generously sponsored by Paul and Sharon Morissette.
Hard work and raw speed help sprinter excel, the local headlines said of Kate Campbell in 1996. Kate remembers her inaugural year in track and field as an incredible experience because of the high number of participants. Our early morning track practice sessions before school hold a special place in my heart, she says. Tim Davies, Walter Toast, and Paul Morissette were exceptionally supportive coaches. Kate excelled in competition, setting regional and CASA records year after year, some of which still stand today. A highlight was her gold medal win in 1998 at OFSA in the 300-meter hurdles, the first and only gold medal in the history of Hal High. Kate capped off her high school athletic career with gold medals at Kawartha and CASA. At OFSA that year, she brought home the bronze medal in the 400-meter hurdles. After winning silver medals at provincial championships, the HHSS student competed in the Royal Canadian Legion National Championship in Quebec, where she earned a silver medal in the 80-meter hurdles, gold in 300-meter hurdles, and gold as a member of Ontario's 4x100 relay team. These outstanding achievements reflected her dedication to training in both individual and team events. Her athletic success was rewarded with several scholarship offers from American universities, but Kate chose to delve into the arts. With the same discipline she gave to sport, she explored music, theater, dance, and film. Now, her focus is jumping the hurdles of producing, writing, and directing. Kate has returned to Haliburton Highlands Secondary School in recent years for the Haliburton International Film Festival screening of her award-winning short film, Boundless. This extraordinary story of World War II women pilots has received international acclaim.
Kate's gift will be presented by two of her coaches, Walter Toes and Paul Morissette. Come on up, Kate. Congratulations, Kate. Our next inductee will be Scotty LaRue, whose video is generously sponsored by the families of Chantel Thurston, Tran LaRue, Noel LaRue, and Danielle McGuire.
Scotty LaRue had an active life as a young boy in Haliburton. He has fond memories of playing hockey with his friends on Haliburton's Head Lake. He played on the local teams, but by the age of 13, with the encouragement of his dad, Scotty moved to live with relatives in Kitchener, where he could play at a higher level. He excelled at high school sports, participating in football, soccer, and swimming, as well as playing on the All-Ontario Championship Midget A hockey team. LaRue was scouted by the Montreal Canadiens. Scotty Bowman, coach of the Peterborough Petes, a farm team for the Canadiens, took an interest in the feisty young defenseman, encouraging him to play at the Junior B level because of his young age. Then, another NHL team came knocking, the Detroit Red Wings. That tryout led him to Seaforth to captain their Junior C team, where he met a young woman named Emily. From 1961 to 1964, LaRue was a star defenseman for Woodbridge, Weston, and then the Whitby Dunlops, where he had the opportunity to be coached by Jim Cherry. The Dunlops managed to beat the Oshawa Generals to make the playoffs. The next year, after playing some exhibition games with the Generals alongside Bobby Orr, LaRue was ready for a new adventure. He hung his skates around his neck and boarded a ship bound for France. Saint Gervais, at the base of Mount Blanc, was his home for a year where he played professional hockey European style and even got a chance to face off against the Czech Republic in exhibition games. The Highlands called Scotty home in 1965, where he went into business with his dad and married his Seaforth sweetheart. He was proud to own and manage the Haliburton Huskies Junior C hockey team with his father, A.J. LaRue, during the glory days of their 1971 Ontario Hockey Association Junior D Championship. Sport has remained a big part of Scotty's life. He played competitively in curling, fastball, and golf, but LaRue never lost his passion for hockey.
Scotty's award will be presented by son Tran, who also happens to be the owner of Minden Subaru and a founding sponsor of our Hall of Fame. Thanks, Tran. Come on up, Scotty and Tran. Congratulations, Scotty. Our next inductee is Colin Newell, whose video is generously sponsored by John and Ellie Welch.
Hockey and fastball fans alike cheered for Colin Newell in the 1980s. He played for the Haliburton Huskies Junior C hockey team in the winter and the Minden Rockcliffe Hustlers in the summer. The Hustlers were the team to beat, winning 6 Tri-County championships in 7 years. Colin's dedication to fastball-softball led him to the ISC League in the 1990s, playing for clubs that included Owen Sound, Oshawa, Scarborough, and Bracebridge. He competed in the provincial, national, and world championships in places as far away as British Columbia, Nova Scotia, and Salt Lake City. Colin received numerous MVP awards and brought home bronze and silver medals at the Canadian Fastball Championships, silver at the ISC World Championships, and gold at the Ontario Senior AAA Championships. He also won 3 Ontario Intermediate C Championships with Bracebridge. The Newell family lived and breathed fast pitch. Colin credits his dad, Gene Newell, for inspiring himself and his brother Greg by building a baseball diamond beside their house in Gellert. Dad called it our field of dreams, Colin says. He never tired of coaching us. Gene and Gala Newell were always more than happy to hit the road for fast pitch tournaments. Mom and Dad were our biggest fan, Colin says. They would have been so proud to see this recognition. Colin is remembered by a former coach, Brian Harrington, as a right fielder with an upright batting stance and blurring bat speed. More often than not, Colin decided the winning outcome of the game with a timely hit in the late innings. He was also a generous mentor, sharing his knowledge and skills of the game at clinics for young kids.
Colin's gift will be presented by Jack Snell. Come on up, Colin and Jack. Congratulations, Colin. Our next inductee will be Greg Newell, whose video is generously sponsored by Tom and Sharon DeBlee.
Greg Newell was an all-around athlete who played 4 years of Junior C hockey for the Haliburton Huskies and Lindsay Muskies, and 13 years of A-level fast-pitch softball. Greg grew up in Gellert with a baseball field of dreams in his backyard built by his dad. Greg credits his parents, Gene and Gala, for their support. It was a career highlight when they watched from the stands as he led the team with 10 RBIs to win the NAFA AA Championship in Fargo, North Dakota. Greg started playing with the Minden Rockcliffe Hustlers fastball team in the Tri-County League when he was only 14, with his brother Colin, dad Gene, and his uncle Jack Snell. In 1986, he played for the Oshawa Junior A team, starting a career which saw him go on to play for Stouffville, Bracebridge, Oshawa Merchants Hornets, Greenback Gamblers, Colburn Rutherflow Transport, Pickering Boyer Heat, and Peterborough Rickard, among others. His talent was sought after, especially his hitting ability, at times playing in 3 different leagues in the same season. Greg's passion was being on the ball diamond, and he traveled all over North America, playing in Ontario Amateur Softball Association, International Softball Congress, Canadian and Eastern Canadian, and the North American Fast Pitch Association Championships. Among Greg's special distinctions was batting .571 at the Ontario Junior Eliminations in 1986. He was an OASA champ in 1990 and again in 1999, an Eastern Canadian silver medalist in 1997 and 98, and the NAFA champ in 1997. Greg was named to the All-World team at the NAFA Championship in 1997. League championships include the local Tri-County League, Oshawa City and District, and Peterborough City League. After his retirement, Greg was instrumental in starting the Kawartha Cubs Baseball Association in Lindsay. The Newell family legacy continued as Greg coached his daughter Peyton in girls softball and his son Brock on the minor bantam team that won the 2014 provincial title. Brock went on to play baseball at Queen's University, enjoying a successful varsity career highlighted by an OUA championship win.
Greg's gift will be presented by Kelly Allaire. Come on up, Greg and Kelly. Congratulations, Greg, and congratulations to both of you, as you're the first brother combination to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in the athlete category. Our next inductee is Mark Robinson, whose video is generously sponsored by Dale Robinson.
Mark grew up in Haliburton with the distinction of being the second baby to be born in the new Haliburton Hospital. Since a young age, Mark anticipated his opportunity to wear the red and white HHSS Redmond jersey. He is grateful for the support of his family, coaches, and teammates who, he says, sweated and bled alongside me all those autumn days. They were my true inspiration. Mark Robinson enjoyed a stellar football career at Queen's University. An imposing figure on the Golden Gales offensive line, he was selected Rookie of the Year in 1990. The highlight of his athletic career came in 1992 at the Toronto Sky Dome when Queens won the coveted Vanier Cup with an impressive 31-0 win against the favored St. Mary's Huskies. Robinson was credited with controlling the line of scrimmage, allowing future CFL star Brad Elberg to rack up yards on the ground. In 1993, Robinson was an Ontario-Quebec Intercollegiate Football Conference All-Star and second-team All-Canadian. He was a finalist for TSN's prestigious Russ Jackson Award for academic achievement, football skills, and citizenship. Robinson went on to earn a PhD in engineering, attaining All-Canadian academic status in both 1993 and 1994. In 1994 and 1995, Robinson capped off his football career as Golden Gales captain. Mark Robinson's excellence in academics and athletics was recognized with an induction into Queen's University's Hall of Fame. Mark and his wife, Beth, also from Haliburton, now live in rural Virginia. He has pursued a career in transportation safety and infrastructure management with a focus on saving lives on North American highways, and now runs his own consulting firm. I've traveled the world, says Robinson, but the Haliburton Highlands are and will always be one of my favorite places.
Mark's gift will be presented by his high school coach and fellow inductee, Gary Broman. Come on up, gentlemen. Congratulations, Mark. I mentioned to Mark in earlier correspondence that I actually was at the Sky Dome that day where Queens trounced St. Mary's. I spent my career at McMaster University, and I've seen so much Queens stuff up on the screen today, and I don't like Queens. So I've got my McMaster socks on. Yeah. Our next inductee, Gary Vasey, will be entering the Hall of Fame posthumously. His video is generously sponsored by Ted and Susie Vasey.
In the 1940s, young Minden hockey players like Gary Vasey skated on outdoor rinks. It was a shock when his little NHL Haliburton County League team journeyed to the village of Haliburton to play in the arena. He and his twin brother Glenn led their team to several championships. In 1950, 15-year-old Gary played for the Minden Monarchs and helped them win the Ontario Rural Hockey Association C Championships. From there, he went on to play junior hockey in Lindsay and then played for the Scarborough Rangers while he attended Teachers College. When he returned to Minden to teach, he was welcomed back to the Minden Monarchs team, who won 3 straight Eastern Ontario championships between 1956 and 1958. Gary was lead scorer all 3 years. Minden's Memorial Centre was packed every Saturday night with cheering fans. During the Ontario Playdowns, community pride was at its peak. There were close to 1,000 people inside the old barn. Gary Vasey was a pivotal figure during Minden's golden age of hockey, inspiring a generation of young players to pursue their dreams. Gary's skills caught the attention of Bradford's Intermediate B team, and he proved himself right away, scoring 34 goals and 36 assists in the first 25 games. They won a number of Ontario senior championships in the 1960s. In 1971, Gary secured an Ontario Junior D franchise for Bradford. As owner, general manager, and coach, he called the team the Bradford Vasey Juniors. They became perennial team champions and won the Ontario Junior C Championship in 1972 and 73. Wherever he went, Gary promoted Haliburton County. Later in life, as the owner of a thoroughbred horse racing stable with Don Finn, his heart continued to be in the Highlands. Some of his stakes-winning horses had names like Maple Lake, Kinesis, Minden Monarch, Kashaga-Wigamog, and Minden. A sculpture of a running horse by William Lishman was donated to the Haliburton Sculpture Forest in honor of Gary. Situated in front of Fleming College campus, it is called Kinesis, Horse and Rider, a tribute to Gary and his contributions in the community.
Gary's children, Ted, Patty Lou, Scott, and Leslie Ann, will come forward to accept the award on their dad's behalf. Presenting the award will be longtime friend Don Popple. Come on up, folks. Thanks, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these 6 athletes and their families. We're very proud to have them in our Hall of Fame. Today we're celebrating not only the past, but also the present and the future. In that spirit, we're thrilled today to have 2 student athletes from the high school who will share their thoughts on the importance of sport. Please join me in welcoming Avery DeGeer and Lily Manning.
Good afternoon. My name is Avery DeGeer, and I'm joined by Lily Manning. We're both graduating students at Haliburton Highlands Secondary School. We'd like to thank the Haliburton Highlands Sports Hall of Fame for the honor of speaking with you today on behalf of the Haliburton County Youth and Sport. On behalf of everyone, we proudly congratulate all of the Haliburton Sports Hall of Fame inductees today. Sports hold a special place in the heart of a small town. Haliburton is certainly no exception. Local sports play an influential role in our community. The young generations that play sports are taught important life lessons, improve their physical health, and become a catalyst for fostering the strong sense of community we have in our town. The importance of sports in a place like Haliburton is almost immeasurable. Sports have always been more than just games. They're the foundation of a community, contributing to our collective well-being and our identity. Adult recreation teams help create active and inclusive social gatherings, while local youth hockey teams fill the rinks with hundreds of fans for a playoff game. We're a community that bonds over these social events and enjoy rooting for our local sports icons. Haliburton doesn't just play sports, we live and breathe them. Many of us are thrilled to wait in line to take a picture with Matt Duchesne and his gold medal, while lots of other people are thrilled to stay outside, freezing in the cold, to be part of the Rogers hometown hockey broadcast. Whether you're a dancer, a hockey player, a golfer, a fisherman, a soccer player, a snowmobiler, or any other athlete in our community, there's a team or club that's waiting for you to join. These social groups are the foundation of the sense of unity that exists in our county. Youth sports also play a particularly important role in fostering this solidarity for future generations. Through sports, children and young adults form friendships and learn invaluable life skills like respect, resilience, teamwork, confidence, and much more. Meanwhile, youth sports also help produce the best leaders of the next generation. Local sports bring people together by involving and relying on the local community. The success of youth sports relies on the support of many people. The coaches, who give their time to manage and develop team and players. The volunteers, who donate their time to help operate local associations and organize team events. The parents, who frequently drive their children to and from sporting events and are always the loudest supporters. And the local businesses, who help sponsor teams and pay for the sports we enjoy so much. Through the contribution of their time, resources, and enthusiasm, these coaches, volunteers, and businesses ensure that our sports programs are well organized and accessible to everyone. School sports are a superb way to be introduced to a sport or continue to pursue a passion. School sports are an essential component to a well-rounded education and contribute to the development of students. They improve academic performance and continue to nurture the sense of community that we value so dearly. Of course, these programs would not be possible without the support of teachers and other volunteers that anchor these programs for the students. In the Highlands, sports will always be an important part of our identity.
I have loved sports for as long as I can remember. I played sports all throughout elementary school, so going into high school in 2020 with no sports was not a good experience. I had been most excited for the part of high school that involved athletics, so not having that piece was something that negatively impacted my first year of high school. I had played field hockey with the high school team in the summers prior to COVID, so when the coach reached out to tell me they were having field hockey tryouts going into grade 10, it was very exciting. I remember having field hockey tryouts on the first day of grade 10, and it felt like I had finally found my place in high school. Since then, I've also been able to participate in field hockey, volleyball, cross country, skiing, badminton, and track and field. This past year, I had the opportunity to attend the offset competition for field hockey, and it was one of the best parts of my high school career. Through sports, I formed connections and friendships with teammates, coaches, refs, and even opponents. Sports have a wonderful way of bringing us together. Looking around today, everyone in this room has been brought together by a common love of sports. Sports are essential for teaching life lessons to youth. Life skills such as teamwork, resilience, perseverance, discipline, leadership, and hard work are taught and learned through sports. Sports teach us how to deal with both success and failure and how to act with respect and dignity no matter the outcome of something. Through sports, youth learn how to be leaders and role models for the community. Sports shows us that when we work together, we can be stronger as a community and achieve greater goals. All of our Hall of Fame inductees today are examples of the things we can achieve with teamwork. Often great successes in sports seem impossible when coming from Haliburton County, but our Hall of Fame inductees show us that it can be done and will be done again. To achieve this great success, it takes a team of people. Support from family, coaches, friends, teachers, and community is essential to achieving our goals.
All of our Hall of Fame inductees today teach us that we're always stronger together as a community and supporting one another to pursue and achieve our goals. When visiting our Sports Hall of Fame, we proudly learn about our Haliburton Highlands sports history, culture, and love for our community. Youth all across Haliburton County will dream big, knowing that amazing accomplishments can come from their small town roots. Thank you, Hall of Famers, for showing us a pathway to success. Congratulations to Owen Nichols, Cheyenne DeGear, and Evan Backus today on the Rising Stars Award in making your own early path to athletic achievement. We wish you continued success in all your pursuits and know that Haliburton County proudly supports you. A special thank you goes out today to Hall Chairs Roger Troll and Dale Walker, as well as our Haliburton Highlands Sports Hall of Fame Management and Organizing Committees, and all financial donors for your time and dollars in support of the Hall of Fame. Time, effort, and sacrifice by our Hall of Fame inductees, their family members, and support systems to achieve extraordinary sporting accomplishments is enormous. Your Hall of Fame stories we are reflecting on today are inspirational to all Highlanders. We are very proud to call you one of us. We would like to especially show appreciation on behalf of all Haliburton County athletes and teams towards those who have provided access to sporting opportunities by volunteering their own time and resources to give back to the community.
Gary Broman, better known to us all as Coach Bro, has given countless volunteer hours over 38 years of coaching and organizing youth sport at both the local high school and community level. He has been a champion of youth in sport, instilling the values of character, sportsmanship, and pursuit of excellence. Coach Broman, through his amazing ability to motivate and bring people together, developed many champions in football, hockey, and countless other sports. This is so well exemplified today by our HHSS Costa Championship Redmond football team of 1974. Vanier Cup football champion player Mark Robinson, and present Hall of Famers Tally Williams and Mike Bradley, who both played football professionally in the CFL. Without the programming and coaching provided by Coach Bro and his supporting staff, none of this would be possible. Gary understands above all that youth in our Haliburton region need healthy, active opportunities through sport that are accessible to everyone, no matter your means or circumstance. He continues to advocate and support youth in sport as our longtime former HHSS principal and now school board trustee to allow student athletes like us to play, have fun, and dream big. Thank you, Coach Broman, for your continued support, and remember, once a hawk, always a hawk. Jane Hayes has spent over 20 years graciously giving back to our community by volunteering with the Haliburton Nordic Ski Club and youth cross-country ski programs. The legacy of her hard work is witnessed in the success of so many youth skiers over the years on our Red Hawk High School ski team. Many of our skiers have gone on to become OFSA medalists and beyond. Above all, the Jackrabbit and Track Attack programs continue to thrive, allowing local youth to learn to be active and love the sport of cross-country skiing. Thank you, Jane, for all that you've done for us. Ken Rosenberg has been involved with the sport of golf for over 70 years as a competitor and golf teacher. Yes, Ken is a great golfer, but his true impact is the hours he has spent introducing and teaching the sport to others of all ages and backgrounds. Ken has inspired many local youth to develop into good golfers, but more importantly, great people. Thank you, Ken, for giving back and showing your love for the game of golf to our next generation. In time, we must pay all that you have done forward. Mark Shell Sr. loved the outdoors, athletics, and always strived to want for the betterment of his community. He generously volunteered his time to work with the Haliburton Huskies minor hockey program by coaching and refereeing. He introduced youth to the sport of baseball as a coach and umpire. Mark passed on his love for the outdoors as a Boy Scout leader for our local youth. He understood the need for recreational facilities by working to help build this very community center back in the 1960s. Mark is an example of positive leadership to build a more enriched community for all of us to enjoy. We honor and celebrate his legacy today inside this very building he helped make happen for all the Haliburton County community and youth sport. Thank you, Mark, for always believing in the future of our youth. Gary, Jane, Ken, and Mark, all of us thank you in representing and recognizing all that makes sport possible by dedicating your time, passion, and love of community. None of the sporting highlights we celebrate today would be possible without the support from our coaches, officials, managers, trainers, executives, sponsors, and so many others. In closing, we would like to thank the Haliburton Highlands Sports Hall of Fame for the honor to speak with you today. Again, we proudly congratulate all of our inductees. All of you inspire us to know that our goals can be accomplished through talent, support, and hard work. You also aspire us to get involved in our communities and volunteer to support the future of sport in Haliburton Highlands. Your great sports legacy is now forever enshrined as a true reminder to always follow our goals and never give up on our dreams. We thank all of our Hall of Fame inductees for all that you've done for Haliburton Highlands sports. Enjoy today's celebration, and we wish you all the best in the future.
Makes you realize the future's bright. Thank you both so much. Your comments were inspiring and I'm sure meant a lot to our inductees today. We're moving now to the builder category. It was a great segue, Lily, thank you. We're going to recognize 4 individuals who have made so many outstanding contributions to sport through their volunteerism and dedication. Our first inductee to the builder category is Gary Broman. Gary's video is generously sponsored by Haliburton Marine and Storage.
Over his long career in education at Haliburton Highlands Secondary School, Gary Broman managed to juggle his assigned duties of teaching and administration with his passion for athletics. Before and after the bell rang, over the year, thousands of students called him Coach Bro. His volunteerism in the extracurricular school sports of hockey, basketball, and track and field were all impressive contributions to sport. He was a familiar figure with a whistle around his neck in the gym, at the arena, and on what is now called the Gary Broman Athletic Field, named in honor after his retirement. His commitment to developing a football culture on that field became his true legacy, with multiple championship successes at both the Kawartha district level and Central Ontario Secondary School Athletics Championship level. Broman was instrumental in starting the HHSS hockey program in 1985 and coached the team in its inaugural year. He also took on coaching and executive duties with minor hockey and coordinated men's and old-timers leagues. His holistic approach to the lifelong benefits of athletics is evident through the enthusiastic testaments of former students. Some went on to be professional athletes, and others have incorporated the discipline of sports training into other facets of their lives. Coach Broman always encouraged us to work hard and do our best in class. Combining athletics with academics became my personal goal. As a mentor, he instilled tenacity, discipline, and preparation. Coach Bro remembers and takes pride in every player that ever took the field for him, and he has a great story to tell about each one of them. He was a builder, not just of student athletic programs, but of men and women. He helped us be successful on and off the field. Gary Broman created opportunities for the youth of Haliburton County to succeed in all facets of development. With a focus on citizenship, he encouraged excellence in athletics, the arts, and student achievement. His dedication is reflected in the next generation of leaders throughout the Highlands.
Gary's gift will be presented by one of his former players who went on to have an outstanding football career and was inducted to this Hall of Fame in 2022, Mike Bradley. Come on up, gentlemen. Congratulations, Gary. Our next inductee will be Jane Hayes. Jane's video is generously sponsored by Jim Blake and Myra Stephen.
Inspired by the majestic landscape of the Highlands, Jane Hayes became a coordinator of the Haliburton Highlands Jackrabbit cross-country ski program in 1990. The Haliburton Highlands Nordic Trail Association has one of the best trail systems in Ontario, and Jane's goal was to provide positive and enjoyable experiences in this setting. Under her leadership, the program focused on expert instruction for long-term skill development. It maintained consistently large enrollments of children from 4 to 13 years of age. Many graduates have gone on to compete at OFSA and varsity levels in cross-country skiing. Weekly mentoring of volunteer coaches and ongoing assessments of skiing abilities assured improvement for teachers and learners alike. Jane initiated the rental program in 2002, partnering with Family and Child Services, now Point in Time Center for Children, Youth and Parents. The Jackrabbits have accumulated an inventory of ski equipment that provides affordability and inclusion for all. Under her 20-year leadership as coordinator of the Jackrabbit cross-country ski program, Jane saw enrollment grow to the largest in Ontario. She developed successful community partnerships with Glebe Park, Haliburton Highlands Museum, and the Haliburton branch of the Royal Canadian Legion. Jane's recruitment of coaches and other volunteers included Jackrabbit graduates who returned to teach younger kids. The evidence of an effective builder is the ongoing success of the program. Jackrabbits have continued to flourish since Jane retired, with dedicated leadership and strong volunteer support. This bodes well for the future, Jane says. In recent years, the Nordic Trail Association also offers the Track Attack program, which focuses on building techniques in both skate and classic skiing for those who have completed the Jackrabbit program and are over 11 years of age. After Jane retired as coordinator, one of the Nordic trails was named Hayes Way. It's a short, connecting trail for younger jackrabbits who are ready to try out the main ski loop, a fitting legacy to her commitment of promoting healthy lifestyles and athletic success for youth in the Highlands.
Jane is away today and will be represented by her daughters, Ainsley and Kelly. Jane's award will be presented by her friend and nominator, Connie Wood. Monica. Our next inductee in the builder category is Ken Rosenberg. Ken's video is generously sponsored by Hugh and Stephanie Nickel.
Ken Rosenberg worked at the Haliburton Highlands golf course overlooking Lake Kashagawigamog from the age of 10. When his greenskeeper duties were done, he practiced the game. With lots of hillside lies and rocky outcroppings, it proved to be an excellent challenge for the young golfer. Ken loved playing the game, but also loved teaching others how to play. He acquired his teaching certificate from the Canadian Golf Teachers Association, leading the field of all contestants who were hoping to qualify. For over 70 years, Ken has competed in tournaments throughout Ontario at championship levels with amateur and professional players. Over the years, Ken has accumulated record-setting scores at every golf course in Haliburton County. He has recorded 18 witnessed holes in one. More astounding is the fact that he is one of the few individuals in history of the game to make 2 holes in one single 18-hole round. The odds of that achievement are incredible, and an achievement so rare it has only happened 3 times on the PGA Tour. As a builder, Ken Rosenberg dedicated countless hours to helping hundreds of golfers, from beginners to experts, to improve their games.
I always felt really good after I've stopped in for one of the little sessions that I'd have with him, whether we were talking about golf or just talking about life. I always left the property or the driving range or after having a game of golf with him feeling more positive. And I think over the years he's made me a way better person on and off the golf course.
He's got a special gift, absolutely, for teaching. It takes a lot of patience to teach juniors, and he spent so much time with the junior program, and some of the juniors that he did teach are some of the best golfers in the community now.
Ken is a great teacher, was a great player for a long time, still is a good player, and is a great friend. And I feel fortunate to have him as a friend, and the Highlands has been fortunate to have Ken and Ken's ability to expand and grow the game of golf.
Affectionately known as the Golf Doctor, he is widely recognized as an insightful instructor and an encouraging coach. He is known to uphold the true values of the sport: commitment, character, and honesty. Most important, he respects players of all abilities and makes the game fun. As an ambassador for his sport, Ken Rosenberg has shared his passion and enjoyment of a life on the links, mentoring 3 generations of young golfers and promoting golf in the Haliburton Highlands for 7 decades.
But when I personally think of Ken, I think of Ken as a gentleman, a teacher, and then a golfer, and that's what he is.
Ken isn't able to be here today, and his award will be received by his daughters, Maria and Tanya. As a longtime friend and one of his many students, still today, and a witness to 5 of those 18 holes in ones, by the way, it's my honor to present Ken's award. Come on up, Maria and Tanya. For any of you who know Ken and might want to congratulate him in person, he's actually going to be at the Pine Stone across from the Pro Shop this afternoon from 4:30 to 7. And you'd be welcome to drop by and say hello, and he might even, give you a tip or 2 while you're there. I know he'd love to see you. Our final inductee in the builder category will be inducted posthumously, Mark Schell Sr. His video is generously sponsored by Don and Sheila Popple.
Mark Schell was an all-round outdoor enthusiast, athlete, and community volunteer who is remembered for his lifelong support of programs for Haliburton youth. After graduating from Haliburton High, Mark attended chef training at George Brown College. Then Mark joined the Canadian Army and trained in Petawawa, returning to Haliburton when the war ended. Mark cooked for lodges and camps, but settled on the job of head cook at Haliburton High School, where he stayed for many years. A favorite of Hal High students, Mark was honored when the yearbook committee dedicated the 1966 Highlander to him. He has fed the hungry and insatiable mob in the cafeteria. He referees the hockey games, is involved in baseball, and all in all, puts a great deal of work forward for young people. Mark was a member of the Haliburton Huskies on the Pepper Pot line when the Huskies played against Breslau for the Ontario Intermediate A Hockey Championship. For $3.75, a fan could ride the hockey train to Oshawa to watch the final game. It was the golden era for hockey, and a favorite coach and referee, Mark did whatever it took to support the Haliburton hockey programs. He volunteered his time and donated the use of his school bus to drive teams to games and tournaments throughout Ontario. In the 1960s, he worked tirelessly to help the new arena get built. Mark was also a baseball player who took on coaching and umpire duties. As a Boy Scout leader, he taught lessons on navigation, survival, and fishing. Local lads benefited from the memorable camping trips he organized. Mark was also a volunteer fireman for 30 years, acting as captain for several of those years. During this time, he became a volunteer ambulance driver when Dysart first started ambulance service alongside the fire service. During his years as a cook at Highland Crest Long-Term Care Home, Mark used his skills as a fisherman to regularly treat residents to his fresh catches from Haliburton County lakes with Friday fish fries. Mark Schell was recognized by young and old for his generous contributions to sport through community service.
Mark Schell Jr. will be receiving an award on behalf of his dad this afternoon. The presenter will be Don Paul.
You want a scrap?
Congratulations to you, Mark, and all of your family. Your dad was certainly a person who made a great difference in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the 4 builders who have contributed so much. Next, it's our pleasure to show the video for the team being inducted this year, the 1974 Haliburton Highlands Secondary School Redmond. I do want to say that the response from this team has been absolutely incredible. To have such enthusiasm and such a great turnout 50 years later is absolutely amazing. It's really something special. People have come from the Yukon, Texas, and everywhere in between. It certainly speaks to the bond created on this team with the leadership of coaches Colliver and Broman.
During the 1970s, Haliburton Highlands Secondary School had a football program that was synonymous with excellence. Starting in 1972, the focus was on developing potential of local football players. The coaching staff, Bob Colliver and Gary Broman, were intentional about building a football program that could succeed at the regional level. Of more importance was their goal of creating opportunities for as many school athletes as possible. They were rewarded with their efforts as the team grew from 40 to over 80 members by the 1980s. Students from all grade levels, spanning from grade 9 to 13, proudly donned the team colors in recognition of their many triumphs. Whether they were participating as team members or cheering their team on from the sidelines, the pride of the Red was community-wide. It was a damp fall day in 1974 when the Redmen boarded the bus at Haliburton High and headed to Lakefield College for the CASA Single A Championship game. Lakefield had home field advantage, but the Haliburton team came out storming and secured a 16-point lead. By halftime, the score was tied 16-16. The 1974 Redmen won the hearts of Haliburton County for their determination, hard work, and indomitable spirit. Players remember the lifelong friendship they developed thanks to an inclusive team culture where athletes of diverse talents were appreciated for their contributions.
We'd start our routine practice and warm up before the coaches even come down, and that was just the team wanting to do the best they could.
What the football did was it brought the whole community together. We're no longer town against town, we're playing Haliburton High against all the other counties.
In football, it's the love of the game, and we start building the love of the game.
Their success paved the way for an era of distinction for the Haliburton High Secondary School football program, now called the Red Hawks, which accumulated many more championships in the coming years and became a source of pride for Haliburton Highlands.
We're now going to introduce each member of the championship team. But I'm going to just repeat for them because I'm not sure they were listening to me in the dressing room. Did they always listen to you? No? When I call your name, if you could head over to that table there and get your award and sort of hang around over there, and we'll get your picture when you're all standing up. We're really pleased to have Coach Tim Davies here to help present the awards to all of you. So we're going to begin with Ernie Bain and Roger Bain, another brother combination in the team category. Actually, Roger, like Gary Vasey, is in the hall twice because Roger was part of the 71 Huskies team too. Craig Berry, Tim Chambers. Sorry, I should have said at the outset, let's hold our applause till the very end. You can yell and scream if you want, but just don't applaud. Tim Chambers, Steve Colliver, Steve Davies, Lockie Davis, Bob English, Paul Fleming, Jerry Harrison, Kim Hewitt, Kirk Hewitt, Blake Laporte, Miles Mon, Wayne McGee, Shannon Mercer, Dean Minto, Kurt Potter, Cleve Roberts, Barry Shaw, Larry Watson, Greg Bishop, Wade Stamp, always one of the crowd. Ken Stouffer, Jim Thompson, and Brent Winters. Ladies and gentlemen, the 74 champions. Now, before we get the photograph, we have one other presentation to make. There were two main coaches of this championship team, Gary Broman and Bob Colliver. Sadly, Bob has passed away, but his son Steve is here to represent his dad. I would now like to ask the team captains, Kirk Hewitt, Paul Fleming, and Blake Laporte, to present the team award to Coach Broman and to Steve on behalf of his dad. Gary, can you go up, Gary? Okay, while you're getting your last photos, I'll just remind the team that you don't need to go back to your receipts, just file into wherever you're most comfortable. All right. Okay, one more time for the team as they take their seats. Okay, Coach Broman, you're going to have time after. Come on. We gotta keep them. There's a call for push-ups and wind sprints. No monkey rolls. Okay, I'd really be remiss, and I know all the guys on the 74 team will agree with me, if we didn't recognize one of our committee members, John Welch, who should have been, a detective in his working career, because he tracked most of you down, right? Thanks, John. The next inductees will be recognized as the first recipients of the Outstanding Achievement Award, the Haliburton County Red Wolves. Hey! The Red Wolves video is generously sponsored by Peter and Lorraine Forgrave.
The Haliburton County Red Wolves are part of Special Olympics Ontario, an inclusive organization allowing citizens of all abilities to work and play together. Athletes and supporters connect through safe and enjoyable sports experiences, including bowling, curling, softball, shuffleboard, golf, and bocce. Recognized for their team spirit and camaraderie, athletes are dedicated to sport and to each other. The Red Wolves bowling team has competed locally, provincially, and nationally since it was founded in 1997. Local athlete Carrie Krigo was selected to compete at the 2006 National Games in Brandon, Manitoba, and brought home a bronze medal. 5 athletes represented Haliburton County at the Special Olympics National Bowling Championship in Prince Edward Island in 2018, the Provincials in Oshawa in 2019, and the Nationals in Thunder Bay in 2020. Athletes who participate in the Red Wolves have the opportunity to use many sports facilities in the Haliburton Highlands, including the Minden Bowling Alley, the Haliburton Driving Range, the Minden Seniors Shuffleboard League, and the Curling Club. Over the years, they have developed relationships with local businesses and community members of all ages. The athletes stay active with weekly or seasonal sessions in every level of sports. Those who participate in Special Olympic competitions benefit from athletic training, regular practices, and instruction in rules and etiquette. Program leaders work to increase awareness in the community of inclusion and acceptance through partnerships, fundraising, and social media presence. Athletes and volunteers benefit from the enhanced sense of belonging that comes from participating and in supporting meaningful sports activities. The Red Wolves continue to build their achievements in Haliburton County, enhancing the quality of life for all involved.
The awards for the Red Wolves will be presented by MP Jamie Schmale and MP Rory Scott, along with Peter and Lorraine Ford. So you guys can just head over to the awards table. That would be great. I'm going to call the athletes up by name, and if you can stay up, similar to what the football team did, we'll get a picture afterward. We're going to start with Francis Fudge Shorman. Nancy Bishop for her brother Ross Anderson. Andrea Austin. I'll ask you to hold your applause again until the end, if you don't mind. If you do mind, just go ahead. Trevor Brower. Kim Bui. Ava Clark. Tori Dubell. Julie Downer. Jason Hollowell. Jason Kitchener. Brody Mason. Ainsley Pascal. Don Piercy. Skylar Pratt. Erica Roberts. Jamie Roberts. Christopher Stripe. Jacob Wagg. Russell Whetstone. Alyssa Whitaker. Crystal Wilson. Accepting for posthumous athletes, for Carrie Crago, accepting her award is her niece Brittany Day. Accepting for Paul Land, Yvette Brower. Accepting for Laura Booth, Buddy. Accepting her award is her mother Diane. Accepting for Robin Fletcher, Jerry Corby, Gerald Knight, Charlotte Swanson, as a staff member of Community Living. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our athletes in the Red Wolves. Now, of course, for any athlete to be successful, it requires the support of many wonderful volunteers, and we're going to recognize the volunteers today also, starting with Yvette Brower. Leona Carter. Janice Diamond. Bruce Fisher. Judy Fisher. John Fortune, Rosina Hoare, Wendy Jones, Marg Mason, Dave McKay, Mark McKelvey, Jenny Pasco, Kevin Pasco, Barb Piercy, David Piercy, Dwayne Pratt, Tracy Pratt, Wendy Sisson, Marianne Strike. I saw somebody get up. Donna West, Rick West, Trina West, and Karen Wingrove. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire Red Wolves team. So for the Red Wolves, like the football team, if you could make your way to any seat, you don't have to go back to your original seat. Just make sure we fill the aisles up.
No, I think I can manage, thanks. Oh, were you? Oh, thank you. Looking at it, looking for me.
As I mentioned earlier, the Hall of Fame wants to recognize past excellence, but we also want to encourage today's athletes to be the very best they can be. In that vein, we've established this year for the first time the Rising Star Award. The three recipients this year are all amazing athletes and have very bright futures. All of them bring great pride to the Highlands, and we want you to know that you have the full support of all of us. Your names will go up on the Hall of Fame permanently. The rewards will be presented by Patty Tallman, Executive Director of the Haliburton County Development Corporation, and Pat Kennedy, the chair of HCDC. They have been tremendous supporters of ours all the way along, and so many other things in the Highlands. Thank you, Patty and Pat, for this and for sponsoring the Rising Stars Award. Now, if you could come forward, we'll begin. Our first rising star is Evan Backus. Evan, come on. Evan Backus exploded onto the Haliburton sporting scene in 2023. This grade 10 HHSS student athlete has competed in volleyball, badminton, cross-country running, and Nordic skiing, competing at the 2024 OFSA Championship. It's in the sport of track and field in which Evan has had the most impact. In his debut season as a competitive runner, Evan won multiple CASA gold medals, qualifying for OFSA, dubbed the third most competitive high school track and field meet in North America. He competed in both the 100-meter and 300-meter hurdle events. Evan won the silver medal, the best finish for a Haliburton athlete at OFSA in a generation. Training with his twin brother Graham and the rest of Hal High track team, Evan is only beginning to see how fast he can run. Congratulations, Evan. Next, we'd like to recognize Cheyenne DeGear. Come on up, Cheyenne. Beginning as a 3-year-old with the Highland Storm, Cheyenne excelled in every age group on the boys' hockey teams. Cheyenne played for the AAA Central Ontario Wolves before moving to girls' hockey, leading the Peterborough Ice Cats to provincial gold in 2022. In 2023 and 2024, she skated for the under-22 Central York Junior Panthers, the team's leading scorer in 2024. Cheyenne represented Team Ontario at the Canadian National Under-18 Championships, November 2023. Her exceptional two-way play caught the attention of Canadian and U.S. hockey scouts. The Hal High grade 11 student has accepted a Division I scholarship to play hockey at St. Lawrence University in Canton, New York, beginning in 2025. Actually, Cheyenne also hopes to study business and engineering with the goal of playing for Team Canada in international play. Yeah, all right. Owen Nichols, come on up, Owen. Owen Nichols began curling as a 10-year-old in Haliburton's youth curling program. Playing lead in grade 9 for the HHSS curling team, his team secured gold at the Ontario School Curling Provincial Championship. Throughout high school, he has also excelled as a member of several top Ontario junior teams, winning bronze at the Canadian Winter Games in 2023. As a first-year university student, Owen curled for the Carleton Ravens at the OUA Championships and also skipped his own team to Under-18 Ontario Silver, qualifying for a second time for the Canadian Under-18 Championships. We look forward to following Owen and his many accomplishments within the Canadian curling community for years to come. Congratulations, Owen. Thank you, folks. One of the real privileges of being chair of the Hall of Fame is getting to know the stories of the inductees and how they met with such greatness. A theme that I have heard over and over is the contribution that other people have made to their success. Coaches, siblings, fellow athletes, and most often, parents. Whether it was building the Field of Dreams in the Glurt Yard, flooding the rink at night when it was 30 below, or in almost every case, driving long distances in challenging weather to allow the athletes to face the best possible competition. Recognizing that this day would not have been possible without the help of so many others, I'd like us to take a moment of quiet reflection and thank those who helped us most. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Brad Brown of Upside Brown did work on all the videos, and I hope you agree they were great. Brad. This was a huge project, and Brad is such a pleasure to work with. Brad, thanks so much. In addition to our founding sponsors, Curry Chevrolet and Minden Subaru, I also want to say a very special thank you to all of our donors. The community financial support for the creation and the ongoing operation of the Hall of Fame and for this event has been amazing, as has the support from Canoe FM, our community radio station. We're an entirely volunteer organization, and as chair, I'd like to say a few very special thank yous, beginning with our ongoing management committee. Many of you have been here since that very first meeting with Scotty, and I want to sincerely thank you for your ongoing support for and commitment to sport in the Highlands. I want to say a very special thank you to Jim Blake, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. When we first started up, Jim was assigned as the liaison for the HCC co-op. I think we sort of assumed Jim would be around to make sure we followed the rules and, I don't know, spend our money wisely. Little did we know that he would just roll up his sleeves and get to work. All of us involved in the Hall of Fame know very well that if it were not for Jim Blake, we would not have the kind of hall or event that we have today. Also, I want to say a special thank you to Paul Morissette. Where are you, Paul? Paul's. Paul has chaired the selection process from the very beginning. This role is so important and is loads of work. Like everything Paul does, he does it with wisdom, caring, and hard work. Not only that, but when you get Paul, you get all the Morissettes. You get Sharon, you get Jason, you get Francie, and even granddaughter Alyssa have all played an important role in our success. Thank you, Paul, and all of the Morissettes. Finally, I want to thank Dale Walker, who has not only chaired the event committee for today's event, but has also agreed to take on the role of chair of the Hall of Fame following today's event. I know Dale will do an excellent job, and Dale, I know you'll find it really interesting, exciting, and very rewarding, just as I have. Thank you. Before we conclude, I want to ask the inductees just to hang around this area for a few minutes after I do conclude. I want to mention to everyone else that we are, as I mentioned, a volunteer organization that relies on donations. We will have an opportunity for you to give on your way out if you so choose. And on that note, I want to thank you all very much for attending and congratulate all of the inductees. Congratulations. Stick around. There's some food over in the corner here. There's some refreshments. Get some autographs. See some old friends. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks so much for being here.